told people that until this story is Gonski, we're gonna be talking about it because it's one of the most important stories going on in the business right now, and it's gonna have such an impact on all the stuff that we talk about. So the bids are indeed in. This is everything going on, so you're all caught up. So it begins from deadline. Paramount, Netflix and Comcast formally submit bids for Warner Brothers Discovery. Paramount, Comcast, and Netflix have all submitted bids to acquire all or part of Warner Bros. Discovery, ushering in a dramatic period of evolution for the media business. Multiple sources confirmed the bidding to deadline, with the word coming as a deadline for non-bidding bids arrived on Thursday. There will be another round after the particulars are hashed out, when bidders will be asked if they want to submit final binding offers. While it comes as little surprise, the chase for Warner Brothers promises to remake Hollywood at a time of deep uncertainty about the tech sector, AI, and the rapidly changing habits of audiences. Warner Bros. Has indicated that they believe the sale process can be concluded by late December, though the transaction would then require at least a year to be cleared by regulators. The ultimate fate of Warner Bros., home of the fabled Warner Bros. Studio, prestige TV power HBO, news pioneer CNN, and DC Comics, has been topic A across Hollywood in recent weeks. Paramount has been in pole position in the race, in part because it's bid for the entire company, including its portfolio of struggling cable networks. Netflix and Comcast are after the studios and streaming part of the media giant. For employees in Burbank, New York, Atlanta, and other Warner Brothers strongholds, the notion of being taken over for the fourth time in a decade is a less than welcome topic. Casey Bloys, head of HBO and Max Content, said Thursday during a programming showcase how he preaches to the troops to try to focus on what they are able to control and not all of that theatrical possibility, he said. Otherwise, it's kind of a waste of energy. Zaslav's longtime former CEO of Discovery Communications and an ex-NBC exec engineered the $43 billion deal to combine Disney with Warner Media in a transaction with AT&T in 2022. Company's stock sunk quickly after the transaction, and the price remained depressed during 3 years of cutbacks, write-offs, rebrands, redos. One of the biggest and most storied media players had become a takeover target. Earlier this year, they announced plans to split into two companies in 2026. One was studios and streaming, and other controlling the linear network. After the split plan and the merger of Paramount and Skydance barely complete, Paramount went after the big quarry, making the first of the three offers for Warner Bros. They are uniquely positioned in the Derby, not only because it wants to swallow the whole company, including its less desirable assets, but because of the family behind it. David Ellison is the son of Larry Ellison. It's like saying Larry. Larry, co-founder of Oracle and one of the richest people on earth. In addition to his vast financial resources, the elder Ellison is an ardent supporter of Trump that would seem to smooth the company's path through the regulatory process, given how the thin line has become between the White House and the Department of Justice and other parts of the government. Comcast would encounter a bumpier path given Trump's longtime animus toward MSNBC and figures like NBC late night host Seth Meyers and Comcast CEO Brian Roberts. Whoever ends up at the altar will also need to be ready to make the case with international regulators, given the standards, especially in Europe, tend to be more strict. The question stateside will be whether the sheer size of the deal, Paramount's highest bid has been north $60 billion, might prompt action by state attorneys general who may perceive a monopoly threat to consumers. The New York Times first reported that the three bids became official. So, as the kids say, this shit's getting real. I don't know, Kris. You hear that? What stands out? Who wins?
Oof. I mean, at the end of the day, it's hard to say because, we already brought this up, but the Paramount bid has been turned down 3 times so far because it's been deemed too low. But that's also for the entirety of the studio, as opposed to what Netflix and the other company's trying to do of just grabbing some streaming and stuff, not taking the whole studio. Everything has to be decided, though, by the end of the year. Otherwise, Warner Brothers doesn't really know how to move forward. Are they going to continue this path of
Right.
splitting everything and moving forward with that? Or does somebody else take the reins and have a say in what's happening there? Ultimately, regardless of who purchases this, though, this is a historic situation because it's the consolidation potentially of major big name studios. I mean, it's a wild, wild situation. And ultimately, who loses is very, very much more easy to see here because this is going to result in so many layoffs again.
Right.
And for people, too, who have survived a round of layoffs, It's unprecedented time after unprecedented time for people
Right.
who are working in this industry. I assume they're probably going to go with Ellison. That is my kind of gut reaction here. I think the Netflix bid is potentially interesting. I really enjoy, um, that, and we're going to get into it later, that they still want to stay the course with releasing Warner Brothers films in theaters and making that play, which is huge because Ted Sarandos has been so stuck in his ways. But ultimately, it's hard to see who a winner is. It's just all I can see right now are the very clear losers, and that's mostly just because of my friends in
Of
production who I'm
course.
very
Of
worried
course.
about.
I
Yeah.
Yeah,
understand that.
yeah,
Yeah, Winston, I think that I'm with Chris where the proof is kind of in the pudding here of like everything that they just said inside of that article. Like they're giving you kind of the facts of why Ellison's going to get this. There is very much a political aspect of this, and it will be very easy for him to get this signed off as opposed to Comcast getting it signed off. Even though there was also rumors inside of Comcast that said that, well, no, we're actually going to gut the MSNBC stuff and do some stuff, and we'll put people in place that president's happy with. But if that's going to be enough, they're not buddy buddy in the way that Ellison is, right? And that is going to help. It's all about who you know, right? And so I think that's important for to realize. I think the other side of it is, the main thing to discuss is if I'm Warner Brothers, I don't want to worry about. Well, you guys want that, but you don't want this. They want everything. Like they want everything. Like and if it's a matter of a couple million or $1 billion. I'm like, yeah, but they want it all. As opposed to if I'm gonna not give you, you're gonna give me a little bit more money, but I still have this that nobody really wants, and they want it. I, I think it's pretty cut and dry. I don't know where the Saudis kind of fit into this anymore, if they do.
The Saudis, to my knowledge, were essentially because I was reporting on this earlier this week. If I remember correctly, I want to say that they're backing. I think it was
There's rumors that they were backing Paramount and Comcast, but
yeah.
then both denied it. So who knows?
Okay. Either way, I mean, I think what bothers me about all this more than anything is both what Kris said, and I've said this from the beginning when this rumor about this sale came up, is yes, that the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to lose a massive part of this labor force, because when these mergers happen, you're like, oh, well, now I have 2 CFOs. I don't need that. So you exit. That's the first thing that came up. We have 100 janitors now. We only need 50. Like you're literally
Right.
just going to cut half of it off when it's all said and done, is the first problem. And then the second thing is it links, in my opinion, kind of back to the whole Kimmel situation a couple months ago, in that the thing about media is that there's space for everybody. So there's space for every single, like Kristian has certain things that he likes to watch. I have certain things I like to watch. Kris has certain things she likes to watch. This idea of kowtowing to whoever's in the Oval Office to, decide that's what the media is going to be up one way or the other is not a good look. It's a better look to have a wide variety of stuff. So this idea that like, oh, well, I'm buddy with them, so then I'm going to put the kind of just this particular content up. That's the other element of this that I really don't like one way or the other, which is why the idea of Paramount Skydance is the one that worries me the most. But it is what it is. It feels like this is a train that nobody can get out of the way of at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they don't even mention inside of this article, like I said, the Saudi side of it. So who knows what that is? Because they don't. I mean, is there a full on bid? Are they backing someone? I mean, you could deny it all day long. I mean, maybe they are backing Comcast. Maybe they are backing Skydance. Maybe that's why they're able to say, they call them and go, look, we're going to help you outbid Comcast, or we're going to help you outbid Netflix. We just want saying it on this side, it will be your partners on doing this. I mean, I don't know, because then you get away from the whole, if they bought it outright, my question was like, how does a foreign government buy an American property that way? And so maybe if they're investors in it, it's a different situation. So I don't know how that works, but nonetheless, the bids are in. So what does that mean for you guys? What do you think? I've seen a lot of people in the chat saying kind of the same thing that Kris is saying. Whoever wins, we lose. Do you feel that way? Do you not feel that way? Do you think that maybe it could be a better thing for Warner Brothers or a worse thing? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know what you think.
Nutrafol was a game changer, man. I remember when back in the day we first heard about them, Brett and I were like, all right, let's try it. Man, oh man, love Nutrafol. It's been so beneficial to me, confidence building. And I will tell you right now, you will love it too. What is Nutrafol? Well, Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, and it's trusted by over 1.5 million people. So you can feel great about what you're putting into your body, since Nutrafol hair growth supplements are backed by peer-reviewed studies and NSF content certified, the gold standard in third-party certification for supplements. Adding Nutrafol into your daily routine, it's simple. You purchase it online. There is no prescription required. It's automated deliveries and free shipping. It'll keep you on track. Plus, with the Nutrafol subscription, you can save up to 20%, and you'll have access to free one-on-one doctor consults to support you on your hair growth journey, and a Headspace meditation membership. It's included. So if you want to see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months, use Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and a free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com. You got to enter that promo code Kristian. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com. You spell that Nutrafol.com. Use the promo code Kristian. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code Kristian.